Shout out Sniper T on the beat.
Tamara to the break of dawn is on the rise, with life on the forefront of the mind. So line for line, you can ride this brain train and you can change your station without even touching the dial. So relax, stay a little bit, but listen for a while. And whether you're bumping this in the whip or in a business fit, it's a meeting you won't want to miss. A meeting for a meal to feed the soul with words for the mind. So sit back, enjoy the ride. Time to take off, it's time to fly. Cause Tamara to the break of dawn is on the rise.
Hey y'all, hey, it's me, Tamara. So I'm gonna start doing that in my show so y'all can say my name right or whatever. But thank you so much for tuning in. Welcome back. If you know what I'm saying, you day 1, day 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. Thank you for continuing to rock with me, continue to grow with me, and all that good stuff. To my new listeners, thank you so much for tuning in. I don't know how you found me, but new episodes happen every Thursday, so make sure you come back and check me out one more time for the one time or whatever. And if you're not, you should totally be following me on social media. So if you're listening, the link is in the episode notes. If you're watching, you should see it, you know what I'm saying, right there on the bottom of the screen or whatever. Follow me, I follow you back. Just don't you know what? I don't even think I'm gonna go there. Let's see what else I got to get out the way before I go on my little whatever. Podcast happy hour, you know, August, September, October. We even did a takeover episode on D Murph's platform. All that information will be in the episode notes so that you can catch up. Next month, not next month, this month, we're going live. Gosh, I think that's actually next week. So we're going live Saturday, November 14th on Audrey's platform. So more to come with that. If you follow me on social media, see, this is why you should follow me. But if you follow me on social media, I will be tweeting it, Instagramming it, the Facebook page, all that good stuff, so you can stay up with it. Okay, did I get everything out the way? Cool. Now, before I get off into this topic, I just got to get out everything that's irritating me right now about trying to record and all these things. So for one, what's irritating me, I feel like I can see. So if you notice, I have on different glasses than I've had in the other videos. Or just, these are not my normal glasses. These are actually an older pair of glasses, but the reason why I'm wearing them is because someone gave me some feedback that I needed some glasses without a glare. So I already had a pair, which I was already thinking that anyway, but sometimes people got to say stuff to confirm, you know, whether or not it really matters to whoever. So it's like really weird. It's just weird. Okay, so that's number one. Number two is there was all kinds of technical difficulties, like a monitor just wasn't trying to work right, and just all this dumb stuff happened leading up to me recording. And I'm the kind of person that, though I feel like that's, you know, the devil, the universe, or just whatever trying to stop me, trying to stop my shine, you feel me? I'm just trying to get my podcast out here or whatever. So okay, and listen, yes, coffee and creme brulee and rum, that's what's in the cup. It's nighttime right now as I'm recording, so I guess it don't matter. I'm grown. I do what I want. I don't want y'all thinking that I'm going to be drinking every time I record. I'm not going to say I'm not. I'm not going to say I am. I don't want y'all thinking I'm like some alcoholic. I don't even drink like that. But, you know, it is what it is. So I got all that out the way. Let's see what else. Oh my gosh, y'all, guess what? This Saturday coming up, I'm so excited. I'm finally getting my nails done again. I have not gotten my nails done in a minute because my nail tech's son was sick in the hospital, and then you know what I'm saying, I wasn't even sure if I was gonna get back in there because she cut her clientele down, but then whatever. So when she hit me up to schedule my appointment, I just really felt like blessed and highly favored, like God was shining upon me, because for me, like, nails is self-care. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's something that I need to do for me. It's not even about anybody else. I could care less. It makes me happy. It's a creative outlet, which I need that, whatever. So I'm so happy I'm finally getting my nails done on Saturday. Yes. Let's see what else. Working out, I have a new accountability person. Shout out to him for for really being on me. Really, like, not even, I don't know, just being super supportive, but also like I enjoy working out, and I like it. But what I notice about me, and this is what I had told the last person I asked to hold me accountable, is that I fall off. And usually it's like life gets in the way. Like when life gets crazy, even though they say, oh, you should try to work out, blah, 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 I don't be thinking about that. So it's like the last thing that I'm trying to think about when life gets crazy is working out. So if I don't have anybody to hold me accountable, then I ain't about to do it. But if I have somebody that I know is going to check me, well, I won't really say check me, but like check on me or just whatever, then it's going to make me like do what I want to do. And we follow each other on Apple Watch. So like if I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do, or if I am, they're going to know. So I'm sleeping better, so that's good, which is why, you would think I would keep working out, but I don't know. It don't work like that or whatever. Okay. So I think I got out all the little extra stuff. It's really, really weird. And it probably doesn't even make sense to y'all, but now I remember why I don't like these glasses and why I stopped wearing them. Like, I originally got them because they're so clear. Like, I can see my eyes. Y'all see? Like, y'all can see my eyes instead of the glare of the light or whatever was going on before. But they get dirty really easy or cloudy or whatever. So it's just, I'm gonna have to, but this what y'all gonna get. I mean, I guess this is better. Whatever. Okay. Let's get to the topic at hand. Now, for this topic, I'm going to actually be writing a blog pretty soon here that's going to kind of go more in depth on this topic. So, this topic is not, I mean, me talking about it isn't so much to educate per se, but it's more so just to kind of talk about my experience with this and just like where I'm at with it, more so like my journal entry, not really so much trying to educate. I ain't looked nothing up, none of that. So I'm not going to have like technical definitions for you like I normally try to, because this is just something that's, excuse me, something that's really been on my heart. And so I'm really trying to be in this space where, yeah, I may have topics of, okay, I want to talk about this, but then also giving myself the freedom to, if I have something that's just on my heart, to just get it out. You know what I'm saying? So, trauma bonds. So I'm in this place where I've realized that a lot of if I'm not going to say all my adult friendships, but a lot of the friendships that I've made as an adult have been trauma bonds. And so the best way I can explain a trauma bond is like, now this is not the technical term. Remember I had told you, and I don't even know if there is a technical term. I just know I saw that, who tweeted about it? Kiki Palmer tweeted, I don't even remember how she tweeted. I told you I ain't got nothing together this episode, but she basically tweeted something to the effect of, we don't have to keep creating trauma bonds or something like that. I don't know. And that gave me the language. As I've said on here before, I love when I have the language to explain something that I'm feeling or thinking. And that gave me the language to help me understand why there are friendships that I used to hold near and dear to my heart that I've kind of shied away from now that I'm in a different mental and emotional space. And so the best way for me to explain a trauma bond is kind of like what it's been in my experience. I guess I'll just talk about it from my experience of what I understand it is that, like, you meet somebody, either you're currently going through something traumatic or you've been through something, and it doesn't necessarily have to be traumatic. You've been through something and you meet somebody and they relate to that trauma, they relate to that pain, they relate to that struggle, frustration, whatever, and then a bond is formed. And it's a bond, for me it's been bonds kind of based on like, man, you get me, you understand things that other people don't understand, or you relate to what I'm saying, or maybe you've been through the same thing, so it's kind of like you get it. And I realize it's kind of like a lot of I mean, some of it's been related to grief. I can think of a friend that and we're no longer really friends. Like, I don't talk to them anymore at all. And for me, I'm going to talk about it more so how it's played out a lot, like with the opposite sex, because this is where I notice it the most, where I can think of somebody that I met literally the day that the girl's dad was killed. If you're new, I have 3 kids. Okay. So 17, 18, and about to be 21. And my younger 2 are my daughters, and their dad was killed 5 years ago. And I remember, if not the day he was killed, but I feel like it was the day he was killed. I met this dude, and we became very close. He related to grief because, we had kind of lost the same person earlier in the year because they knew another family member that had passed away, but they were closer to them. And so, but I had never met him because I just had never met him before. So we became very, very close. I mean, we hang out all the time, talk about all the kinds of stuff, text all the time, da 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 da, right? And it became to this point where there was this like emotional dependence upon him, and I'd say vice versa, just based on stuff he said. But then what I noticed is when I was no longer in that same, now it's not like I've ever just gotten over the grief. Obviously, if I've done grief journal episodes or just brought it up or whatever, but when I was no longer in the same headspace about it, and I was focusing on kind of like different stuff like work or working out, because that's just been this up and down journey, or just whatever, like I noticed we didn't really have to much to relate about. And so it's kind of like, unless we were focusing on the trauma, or unless we were focusing on other types of struggles, we didn't really have much to talk about. And I noticed that that has been with other friendships I've had, where I'll meet some man, or me and some man that I already know will just become closer during a time when I'm going through extremely stressful things or just whatever. And it's kind of like a bond is built. I become emotionally dependent upon them. But then whenever things shift in me, and I guess I'm focusing on something else, like most recently, I'll if y'all have listened to me for a while, you'll probably remember where there was somebody who was a super close friend of mine. I've known him forever, still a friend of mine, like I would still classify him as a friend. but super close friend of mine that I've known forever, and just me talking about how this person had been there for me in ways nobody else had, which is true, which then caused me to wrestle with whether or not I have feelings for this person. And then where I landed was that no, it's not like I have feelings for this person. It's just this person has been there for me in ways that nobody else has. I can say I grew a ton because of this person, just because of like the investment in my life, but it's kind of like what I noticed, and this is when I really noticed it, because this is somebody that I had known forever. But what I noticed is that this person would be there for me, like if I had needed whatever. But it's kind of like outside of that, we didn't really, I can't say we didn't really have much to talk to, but everything felt very forced in our friendship, if I'm honest. So, like I said, I still classify this person as a friend because nothing happened. We're not beefing. It's just, I noticed that again, when I shifted and I no longer was in the headspace of being as whatever, I didn't need to reach out as much, which sounds so just messed up. But the reality is that I was the one keeping the friendship going, because it's not like he really reached out to me all that like that. Like it kind of started out more so in the beginning, and then it kind of faded away. And then when it faded away, I also no longer needed him like that, which just, I don't even like how that sounds, but it's the reality of what it is. And so if I'm not the one reaching out, we don't even really talk anymore. And the thing about it is, I realized that I've built so many bonds based off trauma, and it's so, like, I could look at it two ways. Like, I could look at it like that was God's gift to me in that season, that person being there and being who I needed to be or whatever. And so, because seasonal people, I'm a person that I believe everything how do I want to say this? I believe everything works together. I don't want to say that because I mean I know there's a scripture that says that, but that's not what nothing's wasted. I believe I'm the kind of person that is kind of like whatever I go through, there's literally, to me, there's a lesson in everything. Like I said earlier, technical difficulties and all this dumb stuff that was going on up to me about to record or whatever, I look at it as something is trying to stop me from doing what I need to do. That's just how I look at most things. Pause. Okay. It's so weird looking at myself because this eye this eye seems like, and I could be tripping, I don't even know. I'm like, do I have a lazy eye? Like, what is wrong with my, it just looks okay, hold on. And it ain't the rum, y'all. It ain't the rum. It's maybe it's the glasses. Maybe I couldn't see this before. And maybe I'm tripping. Okay. Anyways, seasonal people. See. Well, we'll go here. These people, oh no, that's what I was saying. I'm the kind of person that nothing is wasted. So like whatever I go through, there's a lesson in everything. So like I said earlier, when I was having all that stuff, I don't look at it as, oh, I should stop. I look at it as something that's trying to stop me from doing what I need to do, because I need to get this out. Because again, as I've said multiple times, even if I have a guest on here, like this is for me to get what I need from it. The show is Tamara Till the Break of Dawn, literally is the name of the show. So I don't know if you thought you were going to get something other than about Tamara, but the show is about me. Just like my blog, everything is about me. There's literally nothing else in my life that is about me. Everything else in my life is about somebody else and what somebody else needs. And so back on task. I'm the kind of person that, you know what I'm saying, nothing's wasted. So I'm never going to say that those friendships and the time invested and all that was in vain. But that's a pattern, and I feel like where I'm at now in life, I realize how much that's just like it's not where I'm at anymore. So like that's where I was before, and I'm sure there are like maybe specific reasons of why, but like where I'm at now, that's super unhealthy for me, and it's like I'm trying to detox from that. So I'm what does that look like practically? Trying not to like trying not to like become super dependent on anybody for my emotional needs. Trying to maybe go to the Lord more or pray more or whatever more to get through stuff. Not shutting anybody out, because I do have people that could be there for me if I need it, but I don't want it to be that any more bonds that I build now are just based like, and really there's not a specific trauma that I'm going through right now. Like, I mean, life is actually, I won't say like life is good, but in the grand scheme, but life is not bad either. Like, there's no, listen, even if you know me and you know what's going on in my life right now, it's kind of like I always look at it in the grand scheme of, well, I've been through worse, you know what I mean? So the struggles that I have now, it's like people hear stuff and I'm kind of nonchalant about a lot of stuff for the most part, because it's kind of like, well, but I remember when it was like whatever, and it's not like that no more. So it's not like, oh, this is nothing, but it's just like it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? But trauma bonds, I may have to recant my statement that I said earlier, because let me think about that for a second. Because like I told you, I was not prepared at all. This is just kind of what's on my heart. In this moment, now if you read my blog later and it says something different, it just is what it is. But right now in this moment, I would say trauma bonds are kind of unhealthy, because if you think about it, the premise of the friendship is built around sharing pain. Like, you're building a bond with someone simply because they are either going through the same thing that you're going through, or they relate to the same thing that you're going through. And then it's kind of like, from my experience, and if you have experience with this and maybe your experience is different, like, you know, hit me up, DM me, email me. Those are pretty, I mean, text or call me if you have my number. But like, my experience has been that our bond has been solely built around the pain, the relatability with that. And it's been my experience that we really had no other relatability in any other area or any other realm. Even if we excuse me, had like shared interests, because the bond was built around the trauma or the pain or the relatability of the struggle or whatever, because the bond was built around that, it's kind of like that would be always what our conversation would fall to. Or also, and let's go back to my friend that I mentioned earlier, or like, I'm the kind of person that, because there seems to be that there's always something going on, like it's always something. And if you're close to me and you talk to me, then you know it's just always something. And although the things that are going on maybe like now or to a lesser degree than what they were before, it's still, there's always something. But I'm also the kind of person that I don't stay like down long. And I'm not saying like things don't bother me or things don't get to me, because they do. And I do appreciate every single person who, even if it's just one time we had a conversation, or if it's whatever, that like will listen. But at the same time, I'm not the kind of person that if I come to you on a Friday and I'm very passionately frustrated about something, 9 times out of 10, once I've vented and got that out, because if y'all can't tell who've been listening, I'm an external processor. So right now, this is literally me processing my life right now. That's really what these shows have always been. And so me saying this now as I'm recording, by the time you listen to this, I'm really not on this anymore. Not like I don't care, but that's just how my mind works. It's kind of like it may pop back up later, but once I get that release, it's like I'm good. And sometimes that's literally all I need. Sometimes it's not, I need a solution or I need advice or I need whatever. Sometimes I just need somebody to listen and talk to, and sometimes it's just the process of getting it out that makes me feel better, not so much that like I need a solution or whatever, or I need people to feel sorry for me, or I need like any of that stuff. And that's what I've noticed too, is that trauma bonds, for me, again, this is for me, because your experience, you might not have never had them, and that's what's up, because but maybe it's not what's up, because maybe it's like, well, who's going through your struggle with you? I don't know. But for me, what I've noticed is that the people that I've built these trauma bonds with, they like keep me in this box. So like I have this thing where I don't like labels. Like I don't like people trying to feel like they could label me as anything. You can't only label me as funny, because I also am a deep thinker and like to have deep conversation. And if you listen to the show or read my blog or whatever, you'll see that I just think I think deeply into everything. And I feel like I've said this before, but I'm gonna say it now. I can make going poop sound like the deepest thing ever, because if you keep that toxic stuff in your body, it can have you be sick. Much like if you keep that emotional toxic stuff in your body, it can make you feel sick. See? So it's kind of like that's just how my mind works. And it may sound funny or whatever, but yes, I like to laugh. Yes, I like to have fun. Yes, I can be petty. Like but I'm also, my faith is important to me. I'm well rounded, you feel me? And I just don't like when anyone tries to kind of put me in this label. And what I really, really, really dislike is when, because of the trauma or the bonds that we've built based on that, that's the only lens that you see me through. And then everything I come to you with, and I notice this with, it's like, I don't necessarily need, if I come to you with something and I'm literally just telling you like, hey, this is what's going on, but not in just in a matter of fact way. Cause that's kind of how I say a lot of stuff. Like even every time I mention the girl's dad got killed, it's just like, I mean, he did. You know what I'm saying? I'm always pretty much like this. Just, I don't even know what you call it, chill or whatever. But I don't like when, if I say something matter of factly, like we won't say death because that's probably a little more extreme. Let's just say I I don't know, car broke down or whatever. God forbid, knock on wood, all that good stuff. But let's say car broke down and I'm just like, oh, my car broke down. And then let's say later on I bring up something related to it and I'm probably just saying it matter of factly and I'm not frustrated about it, because I don't usually stay frustrated about stuff too long, like not consistently. It may, depending on what it is, it may come back in waves, but it's not like this. I'm just consistently frustrated about the same thing. That ain't how I work, because I like to be positive. I like to have a positive mindset. I like to look at kind of like glass half full type person, like try to see the bright spot in anything. Because for me, if I don't, my gosh, like I don't know. Like I don't like to stay down, you know what I'm saying? And maybe it's because I do feel things very deeply. I don't know. I ain't really worried about unpacking that. But I don't like how then people will keep me in this box of, oh, we'll keep your head up and I mean, I was just saying, you know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't saying it in a, and yeah, you could look at it like, oh, well, at least they're being empathetic or whatever. But I'm gonna need y'all to read the room. I'm gonna need y'all to see what's actually going on and not just say these blanket things that you think I need to hear. Maybe have some discernment, insight, however you want to word it. I'm gonna need people in general to not just say whatever, because whatever you say, and I'm trying to grow in that too. That's why I try to ask more questions, because I don't know everything. I don't care if I went through something similar to you. I'm not you. And so I've learned to try to like, and it's hard because sometimes we want people to feel better, but sometimes people don't need to feel better. Sometimes they need to feel what they're feeling, because they're feeling those feelings for a reason, to either move or do something differently or process some stuff or whatever. And so I just think that what I've noticed for me from the trauma bonds that have been built is that it's kind of like, it's just unhealthy for me. And in this moment, as I said earlier, I feel like they're not healthy for anybody. Now, when I sit down to write and da 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 da, the blog might be a little bit different, but that's just kind of where I'm at right now. And so with detoxing it, it's been very interesting because I'm trying to be careful. I'm not saying like, oh, I'm not trying to let people be there for me, because like I said, there are people who will listen and who will whatever, and y'all know who y'all are. So I don't even need to give no shout out to whoever, because I really try to tell people that I appreciate them, like in that moment, you know what I'm saying? Give them their flowers while they here, whatever, because it's like, you just never know. And so I want people to know that I appreciate the things that they do, because I know no one has to do anything. You know what I'm saying? But there's a difference. I don't know. I'm just trying to find the balance right now of, there's like literally not one person that I want this to be, oh, I just always want to come to you. Because what I've also noticed with these trauma bonds, and this has been a pattern that's kind of happened, um, especially when it comes to the men that have been on the other end of the trauma bonds, because it's been females too that we've gone through, I just feel like sometimes struggle brings about just a different type of closeness. Like I look at my kids, right? And collectively, like I have a good relationship with each of them individually or whatever. But what I can say is that my daughters and I have been through more stuff, but it's been like negative stuff, like, their dad died, or excuse me, they've been around for other stuff that my son has kind of been shielded from, because he'll be at his dad's house or whatever. And so I just noticed that we have a different kind of relationship. I'd even say we have a trauma bond, because it's kind of like we've been through different traumas together. Um, and so while those relationships, moving away from my kids, can be helpful, it's like I'm trying to be in this space right now where, especially when it comes to men, that's where I was going. When it comes to the men, I've noticed that what usually ends up this is where my situationships has come from. Like, if I'm honest, because I try to be honest or whatever, and I share so that, you know what I'm saying, either to save somebody from going through my foolishness, or sometimes you go through stuff and you think, man, I'm the only one, or I'm whatever, and then you hear me telling not all my business, but telling my business up on here, because two reasons. One, like I said, to relatability, so you don't feel like you're the only one or whatever. Okay, cool. But also, I don't have any shame in whatever, because who I am now is because of the lessons learned from the foolishness that I've done. So it's kind of like, if I had never done that foolishness, then I wouldn't be who I am now. And so that's why I share what I've been through and da da da. But my situationships that I done had, and if I'm honest, because trauma bonds have brought about situationships, because feelings got involved, more so emotionally for me. But it's like, I ain't gonna say it'd be weird, but it's like, I don't know, dudes are weird sometimes, and it's at least the ones that I tend to draw to me, where they be like emotionally unavailable, but then want to cling to the emotional support, I guess, that I offer. But then it's like they don't want to be in a relationship, but then it's like they want to get physically intimate. And have I always turned that down? No. Like, there has been times that I fell into that because I had feelings based on, oh, this person has been there for me and blah 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 blah. So the wisdom that I've gained from that, this is why I'm very guarded now, which I don't think it's a bad thing to be guarded, because everybody does not deserve the same access to you, be it emotionally, definitely not physically, because soul ties and some more stuff, like, that stuff is real. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, I'm at this place though right now where I'm just trying to be very like, appreciate all the people around me and be appreciative in each moment for whatever, everybody, whoever, because multiple people that I have in my life, male and female. So this isn't just, I was just talking about where these situationships came from, whatever. We're moving away from that. Okay. So I'm trying to like everybody be there, whatever, but not solely cling to one person like I normally do, because it's kind of like, it's just, you just got to be very careful who you really give your energy to. Not everybody has good intentions, and I'm not going to say all those people were grimy, but I don't really know. You know what I'm saying? Because what I notice is that when people no longer have access to you, and people are weird, because I'll have people who won't, like, I remember one person in particular, I actually reached out to them just to kind of like see how they're doing, because like I said, I don't usually end friendships, like, it's never really no beef that we fall off or whatever. We just grow apart or whatever. That's usually how it goes. But I remember reaching out to this person just like, hey, how you doing? You know what I'm saying? Facebook Messenger, like, you see it. You see if somebody left you on scene. They left me on scene. So I was like, okay, cool. Don't be going through Facebook memories of pictures we done posted back in the day, putting hearts on it. Like, don't do this passive aggressive bull. If you want to, like, hold on. I'm the kind of person, and where I am now, for sure, I'm not doing hints. I'm not doing none of that dumb stuff. If you want to talk to me, you text me, message me, whatever. I am approachable. Be straight up about your intentions. And this is where with these trauma bonds. And so my view is a little biased because of what my experience has been with them. You know what I'm saying? It's been, oh, you're there for me. Oh, you're whatever. And you trying to be there and slide into some stuff that you don't need to be trying to slide into. You feel me? But don't be trying to be on no, like, just say what's up or just whatever. Or I'm the kind of person that if somebody was to like me, like, you really just need to tell me. Don't try to throw hints or none of that, because I don't know. And I'm not gonna assume that it's anything that it's not, because I've done a lot of trying to read this, trying to understand this in the past, and then try to shoot my shot or whatever. Y'all like that? Okay. I have this broken nail. I'm not going to put it in the camera because it makes me mad. And every time I actually have 2 broken nails. But like I said, I'm getting my nails done on Saturday. So it is what it is. But Lord, I be having fun though in life because, it just is what it is. So I don't try to shoot my little shot or whatever, you know what I'm saying, based off signs and wonders and trying to read whatever, and it didn't work out for me. So therefore, please don't be passive aggressive. Please don't whatever. Just be straight up. And if, like, one thing I would never do, and I can say never, is I would never like be mean or whatever. Like, let's say somebody came and approached me, like, I would be nice. I would be straight up. And if you feel like that's mean, I don't know what to tell you, because I can only give you the truth, because that's all I would have for you. But I wouldn't like be awkward or ignore you or no weird stuff. Now, I guess I will go here. I didn't think I was going to go here, but I'm going to go here. If you follow me on social media and I follow you back on Twitter, please do not immediately hop in my DMs. Please, like, when I say follow me, I am on Twitter to network, to laugh, be petty, inspire, encourage. That's what I'm on Twitter for. I am not on there for you to hop in my DMs or whatever, because if the only way that you can communicate with me is through my DMs, I don't even know you like that. And I just don't jump into anything like that. Everything for me kind of needs to be organically. Like, the people that I talk to on a consistent basis, like outside of social media, with all of them, and I'm talking about the podcasters that I've met, it all happened kind of organically. It all happened like not forced or not whatever. I don't like forced interactions. I just don't. So these situationships, like, don't, and that's what, yeah, don't try to come back around on no weird stuff, because just, if you want to check on me, check on me. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? But I just, trauma bonds, though. All of these were built off of trauma bonds. So that's why I feel how I feel about it, because it's kind of like, you met me at a vulnerable point in time. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if I wasn't that vulnerable right now, I'm in a good space. So all the bonds that I'm building are built, or Lord, all the bonds that I'm building are based off like positivity and da 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 da. But you met me, whoever met me, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the trauma bonds. You met me when I was vulnerable, or we became close when I was vulnerable. And like, I remember one time somebody telling me, like, when you're in a vulnerable place, like, you shouldn't make major decisions. Like, you shouldn't try to change your job, or you shouldn't try to move, or you shouldn't try to make decisions based off emotion. And I've done that a lot in life, and I'm really trying to, yes, I could feel deeply. I can't change anything about that. I feel things very, very deeply. But the beautiful thing is that's why y'all feel me, because I'm feeling this so deeply. You feel me? But just because I feel deeply does not mean that I need to make these extreme decisions or do whatever. So, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with trauma bonds. I'm really trying to be wiser in how I build relationships, the type of relationships. And somebody may come along who, okay, we build like a normal bond, you know what I'm saying? Not built off trauma. And then it grows. And then it's like, you know what I'm saying? Okay, yes, then you can be that person that's kind of like I don't want to say like my everything because that sounds whatever, but whatever. You could be that. But it's like I'm trying to be wiser. This is where I'm at. Like I say all the time, I'm very much reflecting on life and relationships. I mean, I'm home all the time because I'm still working from home, and I don't know when we're going back to work. We don't even have a return date. And you know what I'm saying? I ain't even tripping because listen, my accountability person with workouts has me doing 2-a-days. So I do a workout in the morning, just 15 minutes, so nothing too crazy, and a workout in the evening, which is actually pretty dope that they got me to get back to morning workouts. I was trying to get there, but I wasn't going to get there clearly on my own. But I have more time because I don't have that morning commute. I have more time to be my kids' taxi cab because my daughters be wanting to go to Walmart or Target like literally, if not every day, like every other day. But the beautiful thing is that they they have jobs and they are to the point where they like to buy little things for me because they're trying to bribe me to get me to take them because I do not be feeling like going to the store every day. But also, just because I don't know, they're very considerate or whatever. But I have more time now, you know what I'm saying? So I'm reflecting. Trauma bonds is really been on my heart heavy. I don't even know if I articulated this well enough because it's literally I had nothing planned. I just took my kids to the store and then cooked and ate and was like, okay, I'm gonna record. And so here we are. So hopefully you got something from that. If not, I'm sure you had a laugh or two here and there, whatever. Okay. So let's go on to the weekly podcast shout out. So this week it goes to If It Isn't Love podcast. I'm so glad she's back because she was on a hiatus. And I'm gonna have her website and whatnot in the episode notes. But what I really like about her show is that she's plays a lot of like she talks about different stuff, but she'll throw an old school song in there and kind of like pick it apart and relate it to whatever life and yeah, so this is a show that I listened to. Like I said, she was on a break and I was like, dang, is she gonna come back or not? And then all of a sudden she came back, and so yay. So you should definitely check her out or whatever. And then you know what I'm saying? Okay. Ooh, oh, yes. Oh, yep. Okay, so November 11th is my next live. Now, it's not gonna be a thoughts to episode. Thoughts to Ponder episode. It's going to be a Petty Tam Tam episode. Petty Tam Tam Chronicles episode 2 is going to be live in this thing. And the reason why is because me, because this is my show. I did a poll to kind of like gauge to see what people wanted after I dropped the first Petty Tam Tam Chronicles. If you have not checked that out, scroll up a couple episodes or whatever. And it's funny because Petty Tam Tam is something that I would always use as my name or whatever. Like when I was little, my family used to call me Tam Tam, and then I'm Petty. But I was always say something was Petty Tam Tam approved on Facebook whenever I would post something petty. So, you know what I'm saying? Let me just give y'all that side of me because we out in this thing growing together. So it's going to be a Petty Tam Tam Chronicles episode. And then when I think about it, I'm not about to say every live is about to be Thoughts to Ponder. I'm really trying to, like, yes, have some things that you can look forward to. So have freedom in the structure. You feel me? So the structure is, yes, an episode is going to come every Thursday. The structure is, yes, once a month on the second Wednesday of every month, I'm going to do a live show. Okay. But the freedom is, boom, if I want to drop a bonus episode and record it and drop it immediately, as y'all can see, I've been on that. If I want to do Thoughts to Ponder for live, okay, and now I'm about to do Petty Tam Tam, and I don't know what I'm finna do next month. But what I do know is that November 11th at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, I am doing a live show. And so I'll be, having videos or whatever, talking more about that or whatever. There is going to be a merchandise giveaway. I'm still working out the logistics on that, but by the time you see the promo videos coming out, or by the time you come to the show, we'll have the logistics. Whoever wins, what I will say is you have to be present, because I'm going to call your name at the end of the show. So, you know what I'm saying? You're going to have to be present. Don't be lurking. Like, okay. And here's the thing too. Say what's up. I'm not saying you got to comment on every little thing, but I would like to know who's watching the live show, especially if you're somebody I know. Now, if you're a stranger, I mean, you could probably still say hi or whatever, but yeah, so there's that. There's going to be a merchandise giveaway. I said that. 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. I said that. In the meanwhile, get y'all some merch. That's what made me think of that. Get y'all some merchandise. It's hoodie season, you know what I'm saying? Like I said last week, you should totally buy two, fellas. Like, I feel like this is because on Twitter, I see people talking a lot about, you're not finna steal my hoodie, da 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 da. Fellas, she don't want your hoodie just because she wants your hoodie, just to have your hoodie for the sake of the hoodie. She wants it because it's yours. Yes, it smells like you, da 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 da. So buy two from me. You know what I'm saying? Help support me. You feel what I'm saying? Buy two and spray a little cologne on it, everyone. Or whatever, so you can have that good old scent, and then give it to her, and then you'll still have a hoodie. Should you have to do that? I don't know, but you know what? Sometimes there are sacrifices that are to be made, and that's not like a toxic sacrifice, because you know what I'm saying. You also, as my guest said last week, you are also, okay, he ain't say it like this, but I'm gonna say it like this. You're staking your claim by having her smell like. Oh, I cracked myself up. Okay, anyways, so get y'all some merch. And then as always, let me try to get more serious. Okay. Okay, hold on. I got a different cup this time. This is a cup. See, my kids are so considerate. T is for Tamra, which is my name. And I'm really probably going to start saying that at the beginning of every show, because I was kind of, I've been listening. I mean, I listen to podcasts, and I started thinking, like, I have never said my name, like, I'm your host, Tamra, or none of that stuff, like, ever in any episode. It's always been in the intro, but, as you could tell by the Petty Tam Tam's Chronicles episode, if you heard that or not, if you didn't, you should totally go listen. But to sum it up, mispronouncing my name has been a struggle literally all my life. But usually I don't meet as many strangers as I meet now, being in the podcast world. And I mean, to me, it's important that you say my name right, just like I would want to say your name right or whatever. So, but the T is for Tamara. My daughter got that for me one Christmas or something, I think. I don't know. Anywho, okay. So, let me get serious. And as always, you know what I'm saying? Take care of your mental and emotional health. Take care of yourself physically. As y'all can see, I've been on this journey. And if you need to find you an accountability person. Be humble enough to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, be humble enough to ask for help if you know that on your own you're not going to be able to just do whatever. But physical, sleeping good, eating good, like, I mean, I'm getting older, so as you get older, your metabolism slows down anyway. You know, I'm trying to get back to, you know what I'm saying, who I was before Snatch 40s or whatever is what we finna be. Excuse me, is what we finna be on. But you know, I'm trying to get myself back together, but at the same time, as I'm getting older, I just want to make sure I'm healthy. I am my daughter's only living parent, so I got to do whatever I got to do to try to stay alive as long as possible. You know what I'm saying? So take care of yourself physically. Make sure you getting you some sleep at night. I don't want to hear this. I'm asleep when I'm dead. That is, did you know that your brain is like a computer? And if you don't shut that thing down and let it reset, much like a computer or your iPhone or your Android or Samsung or whatever, sometimes you got to shut that thing down and reset it. That is what sleep is, so that your body and your I don't know, I can't even think of what I'm trying to say, your cells and your organs, that's the word, and all that good stuff can kind of rejuvenate and get themselves together while you're sleeping. But if you don't sleep physically, if like you are a person who, I mean, it's just so bad for your brain. Like, I think I remember learning in school where I don't remember how many days it was, but like if you stay awake for like too long, you could actually die. So I'm gonna need y'all to be getting y'all some sleep, drink you some water, eat you some fruits and vegetables. Like, you see me sipping on this coffee or alcohol. I don't drink like that though. I don't drink every day. And even the amount of alcohol I put in there is never more than like 2 shots, if that, you know what I'm saying? Which I don't be measuring all like that, you know what I'm saying? But I don't put a ton, but like, in the morning, I drink a cup of black coffee, and then I drink just pretty much water throughout the rest of the day. Like, I don't drink pop, I don't drink juice, none of that. Like, water helps flush the toxins out, like all that stuff. Like, I don't wear makeup, you know what I'm saying? I just try to like take care of myself, because you only have one body. So take care of yourself physically and spiritually. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all have a spirit, whether you believe in God or not. Hey, that's between you and whatever higher power or not that you believe in. I do. I have a relationship with God. If you've listened, you already know that. But we all have a spirit regardless. And it is important to be spiritually healthy. Do things that are going to make you spiritually healthy, and take away the things that are causing your spirit to have a ton of negativity. Because as we could tell by 2020, you know what I'm saying, it's been kind of rough out in these streets. And so this is why I try to promote healthiness in all areas, because you already got enough stuff going on externally. You can't necessarily control all that all the time, but you can control yourself. You can control your spirit. You can do what you need to do to be healthy and whatever. So whatever that is for you, you got to do what you got to do. I've had to be more intentional. I've started like, I mean, I've been watching church online through the whole pandemic, you know what I'm saying? But I started going to my small group again. It's a small group, so it's not like all these people and this, that, and the other. And then even getting into like doing a devotional at night before I go to bed, so that the last thing before I go to bed is not Twitter or Instagram or whatever, and just kind of like doing that and praying more, try to journal, writing, blogging. Y'all, I'm gonna end in a minute. I just need y'all to understand that, and I tweeted this once too. It's like, like writing is my first love. It really is. I've always just considered myself a writer. Podcasting, just some most, I love it, don't get me wrong, and I love all the people that I've met, but podcasting just kind of came out of nowhere. It wasn't anything I ever like set out like, ooh, I want to be a podcaster. But writing has always been something that has been super important to me, and I could not write for like 2 years. Like I would try and I would try and I would try. And I had kind of given up, and I was content with podcasting because I still had a creative outlet. And so to be writing again, and if you haven't checked out my first blog that already launched, they'll launch the 1st and the 15th. It's on my website. Pretty much everything is housed on tamrathedawn.com. Anyways, it's on my website. Subscribe to it. That way, you know, you could get an email to you or whatever. But like for me, writing is a release. Writing helps keep me spiritually, emotionally, mentally healthy. Just the process of writing. So like I don't even, and then I just feel like I've become more sure, like not confident, aware of who I am. I feel like, so that's making me be, I don't know. I'm in love with writing now in a way deeper than I was before. Now, maybe the separation, this sounds like a relationship, but writing has always been there for me. Like since I was a little girl, I would have a diary or a journal or whatever. So I've just always been a writer, and I'm trying not to get emotional because when I think about the fact that I couldn't write for 2 years, like just could not, I would sit there and nothing would come out. And then to finally be not only back able to write, but to have a blog and whatever, like it just, I don't even know if I'm articulating this well, how happy I am. But if you like to read, you should totally check out my blog. Like I said, it'll come out the 1st and 15th of every month. But yeah, make sure you guys are taking care of yourself spiritually, because you know what I'm saying? We all got a spirit. We don't need all that toxicity and all that. I don't want to say good stuff and all that stuff out here, because people are already going through enough, and you can control you. So do what you got to do to be healthy. Okay. Okay. So thank you so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate y'all. I appreciate the people who are, who keep coming back. I am really going to get into uploading more videos. So what I can promise you is that for sure, every solo episode, I will have a visual so that y'all can, because people have said they want visuals on my YouTube. They like that. So I'm like, okay, the only reason literally I wasn't doing it before is because I needed to get this screen, because I'm in my bedroom and my room is always clean. I've said this before. And if you've recorded with me or been on Zoom with me or whatever, then you can vouch for me that I'm just not I need order. I don't function well in chaos. But I don't want the whole internet. I don't be knowing who be watching these YouTube videos, and I don't want everybody to be like, ooh, yo, cover the, man, y'all know it's some weirdos on the internet. So I don't need all that. That's why. So now that I have what I need to do what I got to do, I can promise y'all that every solo episode, I will have visuals up. Okay. The guest episodes, it's going to depend on my guest, because some people might not be comfortable with that, and I don't want that to hinder the conversation that we're going to have. So as long as the guest is cool with it, cool. We'll have visuals up for them too. And then y'all can see my little banner or whatever, on the screen. But if it's just me, for sure, I will have visuals going forward. Okay. So thank you so much for tuning in. And I will see y'all next time.
Ladies and gents, this concludes transmission. Tune in next time for a whole new edition. Another adventure and mission to share, be heard, and clarify the vision of this whole new world for...